Fraser McGrogan, the Executive Director of the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of our Leveling Up podcast. If you're just tuning in, our Leveling Up podcast is a great way for you to make sure that you're in touch with all of our area businesses and organizations in the Greater Utica area. So if you've been paying attention to the show for a bit, it's taken on a couple lives recently. So when the pandemic started hitting the area, we started doing something called the Leveling Up Social Distancing Series. And we brought you shorter episodes so you can get to know how you can support our area businesses and organizations during this time. So now we're shifting gears a little bit, and we are celebrating all of our finalists for our Business of the Year Awards. That event is coming up on Tuesday, December 15th, and it's going to be airing on CBS-Utica. So you can make sure to mark your calendars for that date from 7 to 8 p.m. We will have a 1-hour television special where you'll get to see all of these finalists again. And then ultimately, we will unveil our winners of the Business of the Year Awards. So this is a little preview to make sure that you know all of our finalists well. And more importantly, you know how you can support their businesses. So today I have with me one of our finalists who is Mollie Wadsworth. Mollie is here with GreenScapes. Mollie, thanks for being with me today.
Anytime. This is fun.
Yeah, so we've been fortunate to have a couple conversations in the past couple months about how GreenScapes is doing. You guys did our reopening, our sign campaign to make sure everybody knew that you were open and in business. So Mollie, tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all, and then tell us about GreenScapes. If nobody's ever heard of you guys before, what do you do in our community?
So we are a garden center, a retail garden center, and we also do landscape installation. So you can come into the garden center and buy trees and shrubs and vegetables, fruit trees, anything you could want for gardening or landscaping. And then if you're not so much of a DIYer and you want to have someone do it for you, we have professional landscape crews that can come to your house and install everything for you. And before that's even done, we do have a landscape design service as well.
Yeah, and you guys have such a beautiful garden center there. You've actually hosted a couple events, which I think is awesome there to get people inside and see everything you guys have to offer. Do you want to tell people about those events? Because I know you've been doing them for quite a long time and they're very near and dear to you.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, other than this year, of course, we do several workshops like plant and sips. We had a kids workshop where they did little gardens. And for the last 9 years, we've held a breast cancer research foundation fundraiser called Pink Days that we just wrapped up the end of September that raises funds for several organizations that do research as well as local families who may be in need of some extra funds when they're doing their cancer treatments.
That's so awesome. I know you guys that's been a big fundraiser for you guys. The chamber supported in the past. I've attended it in the past. It's a lot of fun. So tell us about yourself, Mollie. You guys have a family-owned business, which I think is so cool. We always talk about how important family-owned businesses and small businesses are to our area. So talk about your family-owned business. Who's involved in the business and how long have you guys been in business?
Yeah, my dad actually started this, I believe it was 1982. He started the landscape portion of it. And then after him and my mom were married, they opened the garden center and it just kind of took off from there. So we've been landscaping around our area for close to 40 years. And I basically grew up in the garden center. So I've had friends and other family members work with me throughout the years. My husband now works here. He's been here for 15 years or so. So it's really a family affair. My 4-year-old loves coming to work. Hopefully he keeps that mentality for a very long time.
Training him young, right?
Yeah, it can be difficult, but I wouldn't change it for anything, working with my parents, my husband, and our extended family.
And I know we did a ribbon cutting for you guys because hardscaping is something that you also do. I think sometimes people think of, landscaping, they think of the, kind of, I hate to say it, softscaping, but I guess in contrast to hardscaping. But when you're thinking about, your mulching and your plants and everything, but you guys also do like patio installation too, right?
Yep, we sell all of the products for it. So whether it's pavers, retaining walls, fire pits, which were like the hot commodity this summer, everybody wanted a fire pit.
Oh yeah.
And my husband actually does the hardscape design end of it. So if you have an idea, but you're not sure how much of a 4x4 paver you're going to need, he can help you figure out every single item that you're going to need.
Yeah.
And if you want to do it yourself, then, we can give you down to the piece, how many pieces of a paver or a wall or anything that you need to complete the project with the sealers and everything. And a lot of people took advantage of that this year, being home all summer, and they wanted that outdoor living space, which is just more and more popular every year. And a lot of people just wanted to do it themselves. It was a fun weekend project when the whole family's home, and it was just something that everybody can enjoy once it's done.
Yeah. And I think, too, when you're trying to be cost conscious, what better way than have you guys figure everything out so you're not wasting material or maybe installing something the wrong way. And, at least you kind of have a little kit. So that's great.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Mollie, I know you and I have had, like I alluded to earlier in the show, we've had a chance to talk about how GreenScapes has been doing throughout the pandemic, and, not to focus totally on that, but, how has business been for you guys throughout all of this?
I mean, lucky for us, we never had to close. We obviously took precautionary measures to make sure everybody that was coming into work and everyone that was coming into shop was as safe as we could be. But we sold things that were considered essential, with, vegetable plants and fruit trees and everything for everybody to get their garden started. So between gardening, landscaping, outdoor spaces, I mean, it's just been nonstop since March, I would say.
Yeah.
There were some items we just couldn't keep them in stock because everybody was home and had the time and maybe the extra money to put some money into their home. And now what's nice about it is they can enjoy it for the foreseeable future, whether it's a fire pit where you go out and have marshmallows with the family, or you put in that shade tree that you've always wanted, and it's going to be something that the kids can play on in the future with a fort or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's been tough, but it's been good. Our people have really stepped up. The spring was just crazy.
Yeah.
But we probably wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's so good for people to hear, because I think, people are so concerned about our business community. And, like you said, fortunately, you guys are in an industry where, people are paying attention to the surroundings that they're in. And, it's just a nice thing to focus on and make your home inside or outside. And even really those fire pits can be used through the winter, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, we've had fires on Thanksgiving when it's nice enough out and not snowing.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to know that, maybe people that didn't think about adding to their outdoor living space or adding to their garden or landscape in the past are now getting interested in it. And hopefully they keep coming back year after year and, enjoy that garden. You're realizing, hey, I've got all this fresh produce now and I had fun doing it. It got me outside, it kept me active, and I think I'm going to do this each year.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome for you guys too. Hopefully lifelong customers.
Yes.
So what are you guys particularly proud of accomplishing, either this year or just in general?
I mean, in general, it's always nice to see like the transformation in someone's home. We get a lot of customers who have very dated landscapes, and there's nothing wrong with them, but maybe they just want to update the look of the house. And it can completely transform the front of your house or the backyard or the side yard or whatever it is. And whether they want someone to install it for them or do it themselves, we take a lot of pride in helping you make your house something that you like to look at. I mean, looks aren't everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes it could be something functional. You need to shade, a sunroom or something. You don't want the beating summer sun on that room all the time. Or maybe you're fixing up your house to sell it in the near future and you want that little bit more curb appeal. Or you want to do something productive with your kids outside. So you start a garden. And it's just, we just take a lot of pride in trying to get people to enjoy doing this type of work outside.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And for me, it's kind of a stress reliever, mentally. I mean, you don't really think about, there's just something about being outside. Sometimes I'll turn on a podcast like this and just do my thing. And other times I just don't want to listen to anything. It's just kind of a nice thing. And Peter, my son, we've gotten into being mom's helper in the garden, which is fun. And I think mentally throughout all of this, it's been a nice way to kind of take your mind off things too.
Definitely. Yeah.
So let's talk about the Business of the Year Awards and what it means to you guys to be a finalist. I mean, we have, close to between 575 and 600 members of the chamber, and you guys are being recognized as a top member of ours and a top business in the community. What does that mean for you guys?
It's It's pretty awesome. I mean, to be recognized out of that many people, it feels like we're doing something right.
Mhm.
Whether that's just because we've been around for so long, or everyone likes shopping with us, or they enjoy their experience when they come in, it really means a lot.
Yeah, I think it's so great. I'm so happy for you guys. I mean, to be a finalist, these 15 businesses, we're just so proud. Every year I'm proud, but this year it means a little bit something more, I think, anyway.
Oh, definitely.
Um, so we've talked about all the services that you guys have to offer. How can the community be supportive of you guys? What's the best way for them to reach out? Prior to getting on the call, we were talking about, that you guys, you're still going to be there. The weather is turning, but it's still time to plan. And there's some creative ways that people might be able to utilize you guys.
Oh, definitely. Like if you're thinking of maybe you want to landscape your house next spring, it's still great time to do it now if you have the means to do it, but a lot of people are already looking forward to next year. So if
Mhm.
you're thinking of maybe installing the landscape yourself, we do offer a service called We Plan, You Plant,
Mhm.
where you take some pictures and some measurements and you give them to us, and we basically come up with a design for you and then give you a list of all the materials you need, kind of like the hardscape end of it.
Yeah.
That just gives everybody a starting point. I mean, the design is yours at the end, so whether you want to do it exactly as it's pictured or make some changes, it just gives you a starting point to
Mhm.
kind of plan your landscape and budget the project. And what a lot of people do too during the holidays is buy gift cards. You can use
Mhm.
that towards anything you want at the garden center. If
Yeah.
we're allowed to have workshops in the future, you can use it towards that. You
Yeah.
can get your mulch delivered. You can buy some hanging baskets. You can put it towards landscaping.
Mhm.
It's something, I think it's something unique to give as a gift because it's something that they don't necessarily think that they need,
Mhm.
but everybody does something outside in their house, whether it's just one mom and a pumpkin in the fall or a full-blown landscape job. So anybody can find something
Yeah.
here that they would enjoy.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier too, for our wedding, we got gift cards to Greenscapes and today we have all the trees planted in the front and it was a really nice thing for Ryan and I to pick out, the plants and then we came home and planted them and, you helped us a little bit with some of the design. I mean, what a great way for a bride or groom, likely they're starting a home or maybe they own a home but just haven't had the money to invest and great way to plan and budget really for next year. If you talk to you guys now and get a plan in place, you can save up through the winter and then have a
Exactly.
beautiful yard in the spring.
Right. And that's what a lot of people do. We actually had a bride last summer who wanted to set up basically a registry.
Mhm.
So instead of asking for towels and sheets and pots and pans, they wanted their guests to give them gift cards to the garden center so they can start adding trees to their yard or landscaping around the house or, a few fruit trees just
Mhm.
to start like a mini orchard. So it's
Yeah.
something that they can think of, every time they pull in their driveway, they're gonna be like, oh, this was from all of our loved ones
Yeah.
that we get to enjoy for as long as we live here.
Yeah, actually it's funny that you bring that up because I forgot the other thing that I like to do. So I've had a couple friends move on the past couple years, and I always go and buy them a plant that they can plant at their new house because I always think that's like a really nice thing that you can take, something that's you move into a new home, you're kind of like, oh, maybe a little uneasy about it, and just to have like a momentum of we moved in and here's this plant and you can watch it grow, especially for people that have kids. I think that's a really nice thing to do.
We have this other family who the mom brings the kids in every summer and they pick out a tree for dad for Father's Day.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
every year they add a tree to their yard and they've got, each kid has their tree that they bought for dad.
Oh,
And
that's
it's just
nice.
something nice to add to the yard that they can watch grow as
Yeah.
their family grows.
Yeah, what a neat idea. So Molly, anything exciting that you guys have coming up in the future? Any special projects you're working on at Greenscapes?
Well, we're really hoping to jump back into the workshops. We've done a few in the past, and it was a little much to try to figure out how to do them virtually this year because a lot of it is hands-on.
Mhm.
So it would be tough, but we want to do more workshops, especially with the kids,
Mhm.
because the kids, they have fun. And if we can get them interested in something, that's going to help the environment, get them outside, get them away from the screens for a little while, and then maybe make, lifetime gardeners out of them,
Mhm.
even if it's, growing one tomato plant or planting an entire garden.
Yeah.
And the plant and sips, they're just a lot of fun. It's a night out for whoever wants to do it. We've had fun with those.
Yep. I went
And
to one of those. That was really fun. Actually,
yeah.
I think I've still kept, it's in the other room. I think I've still kept that alive. You know, I'm an outdoor plant person. Indoor
Yep.
plants, I'm really trying, but I brought it in. It's like a little succulent pot.
Yeah.
And I think some of them have died off, but I've kept a couple of them going.
It's just fun. We like doing those because something like that might get people here that weren't thinking of us in, in any other way. It's like, oh, well, they do this and they do that. But maybe it just gets someone interested in gardening or interested in doing something like that that's going to keep them active, that's going to give them some kind of return that they can feel good about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. And I did bring a couple people along with me too. So that's just a great way, like you said, to get some customers in and then let them find out about you guys.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll look forward to more of those. Anything else that you want to talk about, Molly, before we tell people the best way to get in touch with you?
I would say just like think of us for pretty much anything you would want to do outside in your yard, whether it's, like I mentioned before, adding that outdoor living space, adding a garden, or even if you've got a birthday, a friend with a birthday, or you've got someone who, you think you can't find anything to buy for them.
Mm-hmm.
We've had, I have customers who are little kids, customers who are in their 90s even.
Mm-hmm.
And we just want to be here for the community. So we want to help you, make your house more enjoyable for yourself and just provide everything that you could need and the knowledge and the expertise that you might not find in other places. We pride ourselves on making sure our staff is educated and can help our customers be as successful as possible with their planting.
Absolutely. Well, I know you guys are so knowledgeable, and hopefully everybody will find out more information about you guys and go check you out. I know you're very active on social media, Instagram, Facebook. What's your website for everybody if they want to get in touch?
It's greenscapesgardencenter.com. Kind of long. It's all spelled out, but you can find everything there. We've got how-tos, videos, links to all of our social media. So any way you want to get in touch with us, somebody will be there.
Okay, great. So you guys heard it right from Molly. You can go right to their website, check them out, like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram. Make sure you're in the know with everything you need to know about beautifying the outdoors of your house. Molly, thank you so much for joining us today. We just want to give you a huge congratulations on being a finalist for the Business of the Year Awards.
Thank you.
So please pass that along to your whole family that we are so excited for you guys. And for all of you guys, whether you're listening or watching, again, make sure you mark your calendars for Tuesday, December 15th from 7 to 8 p.m. on CBS-Utica, where you can find out who our Business of the Year Award winners are, and of course, get to know even more about our finalists. And we hope that you'll support all of these great businesses. Now it's more important than ever to support all of our local businesses and organizations. And again, you can find out about all of our finalists and the event at greateruticachamber.org. Another tongue twister. These long websites we have, Molly.
I know.
Well, it was so nice talking with you, and we hope to see you again soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Molly.